Hi all, welcome to my Game Week 82 lineups as we get into the last of the European season and also talk about the MLS stuff as well. As you can see on screen, which is like MLS 30th Anniversary West Coast Clash and MLS Lucky Loser. So we've been trying to get our luck with this and also try to bring in some MLS players as well. Neither have proven successful at the moment. Obviously we're doing this before like the weekend game weeks arise. We did stream our rewards as well. We had like 40 odd essence, putting us up to 261 limited essence and 58 rare, and currently still sitting 6 super rare, but we are trying to get to that 20. If I can get to 20 I'll be a happy bunny. I'll maybe try and craft it, but there's not a given at the same time. Just got to try and get to 20. But super rare is the least of our worries. It's more limited and rare at the moment. But give it time, we'll maybe get up there. So hopefully get essence from here, maybe sneak something for there, and then something from the rest of the squads as well. Will be a bit tricky with these two to play, but I would say if we can hit 300, then I would say you've got a chance. Like Vito's going to be a good shout for a decisive. It's just a case of what really happens. Like now when you look at that, you wish you had Zabarna as captain, because the 83 becoming 88 would be pushing like 130 points. But game week 82 is our main focus. Basically 56 squads is what we have. It'll be 54 really, because the two all-star squads we're running are like the Hibs players. So what we're always trying to do every game week where we can, for all, like namely for like say all-star for example, is run players that we can't really run somewhere. So if we're trying to get the XP in or anything like that, utilise them. It's like, where can we put them? And that's why we've went like all star. Freestyle, we'll probably do a little bit of adjusting here, mainly because Polido's 0. I'd maybe have a look, see what the P's and Q's are with him. But I've tried to make sure that even the limited ones have a chance as well. But tried to cover all bases with Prem. Got our 6 squads in as usual, 3 in season, 3 classic. Hopefully can end the season with more teams in Division 1 would be nice. Get these 2 hopefully in Division 1 would be nice. This in Division 1 as well would be nice, but it will be tricky because I'm thinking of swapping Ariel up for Ramsdale. But last day of the season goalkeepers can be always tricky regardless, and scores could be anything. But the limited squads I feel happy with. Commons, same applies. La Liga is going to be hard because who's still got what to play for, and also Betis, we have a decent amount of Betis players, and it's just to try to factor in, and Vallecano, who plays where and all that kind of good stuff. But I have faith in like what we're trying to do. I'm intrigued that Chillison is 0. Like, I feel like he might get the last game of the season. Like, he's just been unlucky this season with a couple of injuries, and it's just been one of those things. Oh, back 40% is interesting, so I can swap him if needed. I probably will, and then it ensures I'm playing everyone. Ura being 0 is interesting, so I'm now probably having to go and review the rares here. 266 players at the moment in is quite interesting. I'll have to quickly check what was last week, because last week wasn't very high. Oh wait, did we not get relegated from Div 3 last week? Div 2 last week to Division 3. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, we got relegated, so it was 1900 players. View leaderboard for Division 3 please. Division 3, 20% is 216. Right, full leaderboard. well, you've got like 1,000 players, but not really 1,057 played. And even then, it's not really, that's not what you really need to factor. Right? If I go to like 500, right, so about 260 points, right? Interesting. I know we've still got like 20, like near enough 24 hours to play with, 24 hours or so to play with, but handy to know. Paul Marie, interesting that he is an F. I can swap him for Max, so I might do that nonetheless. This is the team of the week, I would say, for me, of Yohei, Roldans, Shambos and Bernadeschi. Espinosa being a C is obviously a big talking point, because if he'd been like an A or a B, we'd probably consider him. But the one that interests me the most is this competition here. Basically, I must have missed something, or maybe I have missed something, but basically top 500 get $2 in credits, top 100 is $5, top 50 is 10, top 20 starts to get credits and players. Now a tier 1 and $200 in credits for winning is some achievement. Now the problem is people could exploit this, and I'll tell you why. Simply because you can get 5 commons, or 5 limiteds, or 5 rares, or 5 super rares, or 5 uniques. So if you're going for, if you've got a 5 say unique squad that isn't going to go in the main thing, and you're like, I'll put them in this, and you know they're going to win it, then, but I suppose it comes down to everything really at the end of the day. But see what happens. As long as I can, if I'm getting credit from it, I'm not complaining. Como was a funny one because Butez is 70-30 against. I honest to God hope they do not play Pepe Reina, because he was absolutely tragic a couple of weeks ago, and Butez has been very solid for them since coming in, and I hope they don't do the dirty on him. But for what I have heard with Como, that he will be on the bench. Butez, Pepe Reina, I think it's his last ever game in football or something, but we'll wait and see. Obviously I was scuppered with other players across the board, because I don't have like League 1 anymore, or Bundesliga, so you're having to just rely on Serie A, Premier League, La Liga as much as possible. But Chilison, Larsen and Basunu, like, well, Larsen is obviously finished for the season, St Etienne relegated. Bazunu's injured and would be in Belgium anyway still if he was fit. Challenger, feels weird not having a single limited or rare squad at all, but we don't have really enough to kind of build even a full squad. We don't have anyone for Eredivisie or the Pro League that's playing. Or Denmark even for that matter, but nonetheless we've gone for a full USG stack of Morris, Van Hoot, Machida, Ivanovic and Ross Sykes. Contenders, we've got 3 squads here at rare, which has got a chance until you really kind of see like Ortuno being an F, but I'll have a look at that. I'll see what I can find, because we've still got a couple more weeks in Hypermotion, and if I'm brutally honest, I'd quite like to at least build another rare. I'd like to get to at least 1 rare squad for over the summer for Contender, out of like the J1 lads, where it'd be like Kono and Mai and whatnot, and just see what I can put together. I'll have a look in the grand scheme of things. Like, that team has potential if Otero's playing. If not, I will adjust to Sanchez or Luis Suarez, but I'll have a look, see what I can find. But going for the reason why the refs for like Nacho and that is simply because of, I think the Gijon prediction's just not in yet for Sorare inside. I'll see if Predictify have got it maybe just in case, just to cover my back. But it feels good having known that I've got Nato, Asako, Koke all playing. Like, that is probably, like, Yanez is probably a C anyway, due to form, but Lucas, Bigas, Park Chan-Yong and Alex Chris, it's a very serious 5 really, and it could do the business if I'm brutally honest. And Maloa will maybe sub out there, potentially putting Nakano in there, but Maloa I expect to play in some capacity nonetheless. Under 23s is a tricky one, because while we have a rare squad of a 4-man that could do okay, because we're not sorted with goalies for under 23. Limited wise, we only have one starting keeper in Adam. See how they do against Grazer AK. Tyrols at 10th, Grazer are 11th. But Zabarna, Belgio, Nathan Collins, it's a solid 5 if I'm brutally honest. Like, this team for a 4-man can do okay, and then like Evan might play, Lasada may play, but we're very thin on the ground because Alvarez and Caden Clark would need to provide miracles for me there. And in an ideal world I would run 5 commons instead of Kim Ji-soo, which I'd like to give that half a chance, but obviously we can't. All-star wise, we do have the ability to run 2 limited squads that we feel happy with. It's just the 2 rare squads we've decided to make sure that we're running, like the SPFL lads who are all due XP soon, and also want to ensure the likes of Cadden, Nicky Cadden, Bowie, Simon Murray, all get the XP as much as they can over the summer, in the grand scheme of things, because they're decent enough and I want to keep them flowing. The All-Star Common squad of CJ, Sugio, Estupinan, Marmouche and Livramento, just to wrap that up as well. But for me, like Burgess being in there, it was just because we weren't sure how confident he would be of playing, but he is set as an 8 at 90%. Could still put him in over Sykes just to be safe. Could swap him and Sykes, and then this would be literally the team that is expected to quite possibly win Classic. Sorry, it would have a chance at a tier 4, which would be a laugh. And in the grand scheme of things, like the limited standard box is 3 essence, this limited standard box is 2, and the limited standard box there is 1. You see yourself, don't really want 3 essence, it's all about a tier 4. So I might have a read over the USG notes and probably put Burgess in there, and swap in for Sykes and All-Star, but we'll see what happens. I've kept getting asked about Arena, I'm not interested, there's no point for me, I'm not going to burn essence. Hello. Hello. Right. Right. Neighbour. No, I'm not busy, I'll just make my way out. Okay. Right, so I'll be about half an hour or so. No. Right. Okay. See you later. Bye. Like, I've been asked about Arena and I'm just not fussed for it, folks, at limited or rare level or anything. If they've done commons in or whatever, but maybe half ponder, but yeah, not for me in the grand scheme of things. But let me know, folks, what you're running for this game week. Have a good one, folks. Take it easy all. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you all later.